In an industry where practically every game is in the same genre, and every new title is just a couple old ideas slapped together with a tiny added twist, get ready for a genuinely unique experience that's truly unlike any game you've ever played. Unless there's some other turn-based JRPG about beating up guys until they do what you want in modern Japan. And honestly, if there is, you guys are holding out on me. Yakuza, Like a Dragon. Immerse yourself in the best video game series you've never heard of, in the most accessible Yakuza title since Zero revived the franchise. Both because its simplified combat system should be familiar to anyone who's played Dragon Quest, and because they finally abandoned the continuing story they've been telling for the last 7 or so games. So you can just sit back and absorb the Yakuza series' trademark mix of kabuki theater level intensity, absolute balls-to-the-wall silliness, and constant violence, in one of the best reasons you could possibly have to do this amount of reading. Come on, don't lie and pretend you read books. I burned that entire cortex out of my brain a decade ago by playing too much Rez. Stretch out the failed punch perm of the new protagonist Ichiban, another Yakuza who gets kicked out of his family almost immediately after doing a lot of jail time for them, who raised himself by playing Dragon Quest and sees himself as the hero of an RPG. An insane concept that is used to justify literally the entire game. From the battles where you'll wait your turn to beat up a wide variety of local weirdos, to the job system that will have you switching classes from chef to breakdancer to nightclub host to pop idol, until you figure out what standard RPG class they basically are. In gameplay that meshes with Yakuza's already RPG-like structure and crap ton of side quests like peanut butter and chocolate, but that maybe needs a little tuning on the difficulty curve, as you spend the vast majority of the game absolutely shitting on your foes without any real effort, until you run into a brick wall at the endgame where they suddenly expect you to have been paying attention. Also, I gotta be honest, it kinda undercuts the serious moments of the storyline when I know in the fight after, I'm gonna be attacking with ashtrays and bad breath. Grind through the mean streets of Yokohama with Yakuza's extremely old-school combat, where you'll still beat down random collections of dudes in the street constantly. But instead of Yakuza and punks, a lot of the time they'll just be weirdos and degenerates. And you'll do it by menacingly pacing back and forth until you select an attack, which range from actual things you might do in a fight, to all sorts of goofy moves loosely based on your profession or backstory. Team-up attacks like you're playing Chrono Trigger, and even summon people you've met with the almighty power of your cell phone. In fights that preserve a lot of the flash and brutality of the previous Yakuza combat, but somehow makes watching the same animation of headbutting a guy a bunch over and over seem less repetitive. I've been trained to think this is okay in RPGs, as long as big numbers fly out. Bring out your inner weeaboo with the real draw of the Yakuza series. Slice of lifing it up in a pretty detailed and accurate simulation of modern Japan, as you explore a brand new city rendered in exacting detail that rivals cyberpunk. Eat at restaurants, shop at convenience stores, watch movies, and hang out at hostess clubs. Play the ass ton of minigames carried over from the previous series, including multiple classic Sega arcade games, and stuff you'll need to watch YouTube tutorials to play, like shogi and mahjong. Solve the extremely strange problems of basically everyone you run into. Do weird bum races or straight up Mario Kart around the city. Become a part-time superhero for hire. And build up a massive billion-yen retail empire from a single cracker store. Yes, just a typical day in the life of your average Japanese man.
Need to be shy. That's God's work right there.
So slip on that garish suit and get ready for some based turns in a simple but satisfying JRPG with the most surreal setting since Earthbound that still manages to feel like a Yakuza game through and through. And as long as you don't mind reading your way through some very long cutscenes, is one of the most unique and interesting games you'll play this year. Wait, there's an English dub for this game? What's that even for? No lunatic plays Yakuza in English.
To say goodbye, I'm such a mess. I'm lost, I'm no good at this.
Starring The Dragon of Not Dojima. Bum fights. Actually too old for this shit. 2 drink minimum. BTS song. Majima 2.0. Mrs. also appearing in this game. And, like 4,000 other characters, come on, this is Yakuza. The guy with the sort of dragon tattoo. You know what's most exciting about this? They could literally make a Yakuza game about anything now. Yakuza 8 could be about driving subway trains and I would buy it.
Tell us what you'd like to hear in my honest voice in the comments below.
Thank you, Commander Shepard, but your space waifu is on another planet. Space, time, reality. It's more than a linear path.
Hey, wait, so I'm a rhino, you're a scorpion, and he's an octopus. What's a Mysterio?
It's not a war crime if there's no one left to report it. Hello, Hurley.